The parable of the hired laborers, Matthew 20. Welcome back to the channel. Word of Truth channel, Bible teaching with Jeff Deloach. Word. Heavenly Father, bless my brothers and sisters who are here today. Let's get into this. The parable of the hired laborers. This is an interesting study. I heard it on the radio coming in today, and I wanted to go into this. It says Matthew 20, verse 1, the parable of the hired laborers. For the kingdom of heaven is like unto a man that is a householder, who went out early in the morning to hire laborers under his vineyard. And when he had agreed with the laborers for a penny a day, he sent them into the vineyard. And when he went out about the third hour, and saw others standing idle in the marketplace, he said unto them, Go, you also into the vineyard, and whatsoever is right I will give you. And they went their way. Again he went out about the 6th and 9th hour, and did likewise. And about the 11th hour he went out, and found others standing idle, and said unto them, Why stand here you all day being idle? For they said unto him, Because no man has hired us. He said unto them, Go ye also into the vineyard, and whatever is right, that shall you receive. So, let me continue. Verse 8, So when evening had come, the Lord of the vineyard said unto his steward, Call the laborers and give them their hire, beginning from the last unto the first. And when they came, they were hired about the 11th hour. They received every man a penny. And when they first came, they supposed that they should have received more. And when those who had first came, they supposed that they should have received more. And they likewise received every man a penny. And when they had received it, they murmured against the good man of the house, saying, These last have wrought but 1 hour, and you have made them equal unto us, which have borne the burden and the heat of the day. And he answered one of them and said, Friend, I do thee no wrong. Did you not agree with me for a penny a day? Take what is yours and go your way. I will give unto this last even as you. Is it not lawful for me to do what I will with mine own? Is thine eye evil because I am good? So the last shall be first, and the first last. For many be called, but few chosen. There's a few different teachings in this. First of all, the time frame: morning, mid-morning, noon, mid-afternoon, late afternoon, evening. It talks about from the beginning of Jesus' time, from the beginning of man, that's the morning. So I talk to you guys about this a lot. Morning, noon, and night, it has to do with how long you've been working. My tribe, the Benjamites, the blessing on Benjamin from Jacob was, you will wake early, hunt at noon, and bring home the spoil in the evening. So this has a tie to my tribe, because my tribe is the prophetic tribe. We're the loyal Benjamin of Judah. We're the loyal servants of the Lord. So that's part of this. So when you think of morning, mid-morning, noon, mid-afternoon, late afternoon, evening, that's talking about the time frame of the kingdom, of everyone that's been here. And how many times you've come back a bunch of times. And so what this is saying is, the people like me that have worked from the beginning, I'm not going to get any more than you Gentiles. And see, that's what's beautiful about my tribe, is that we know this. Even though I know the job better than you, and I can do it, I've been doing it longer, and I do it all day, all the way till the evening. I started early and I went all the way through. We're still gonna, salvation is salvation. So some of you might think that I'm arrogant, prideful, Oh, you think you're all that. I know who I am. And the reason I'm doing these videos is because I love the Gentiles like God loves the Gentiles. I think more Gentiles need to come to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. So this parable of the hired laborers, it doesn't matter if you come in at this late hour. But you need to come in. You need to do some work. You need to go into the field and work. And so part of the reason I'm on this channel is I'm giving you a chance to work. I'm almost like a little boss. I'm the householder. I'm the householder. I'm one of the family. I own the vineyard. I'm one of the men that is bidding you, why are you standing around idle and not finding work? Do you understand? I want you to make it. I want you, even if you haven't done as much work as I have, you haven't put in the time, now's the time. That's what's the beauty of this parable. It's telling you it doesn't matter how long you've worked or what you're working. Now that the work is here, now that it's harvest time, you understand? A lot of people talk about that, knuckleheads like Street Ministers for Christ, Tony Williams. He doesn't understand that it's not going to be an all at once harvest. It's not a rapture. The day ends for all of us at different times. The evening comes. The evening comes means it's the end of your life. At least this one. And then you come back and you wake up again and it's morning. And as your life, it's a multi-layered parable. It's talking about how many times you've been here, how long man's been here, and how long you're here each time you regenerate, you reincarnate. You wake up, it's morning, you're like, oh fuck, I'm back here again. You're a little baby. You're born a little baby and it's morning. And then at 35, it's noon. 40 years old, it's midday. And then when you hit 80, it's evening, time to go. So it could be some of you are still young. Some of you that are on this channel, there's only a few of you, so I can't say, oh, some of you are 20, some of you are 40, some of you are 60, because there's only 5 people that even are doing the work, which is fascinating to me. Am I some kind of monster? I must be a fucking monster, man. I can't even get 10 views. Anyhow, I'm not gonna trip on it. They're probably shadow banning me for one. I mean, maybe I'm an arrogant know-it-all. I don't know. But anyway, I wanted to bring that to you. You could study it for yourself. Let's see what it says. The parable reinforces Jesus' teaching regarding true Christian service and riches. The householder is Christ himself, the master of the vineyard. The field of labor, service to the world through his church. His church doesn't mean church house. That means his spirit comes out of you. Early in the morning, the first workers were hired at dawn. A penny is a denarian, represents a common day's wage. Others standing idle in the marketplace were not lazy, but what were in the usual place to seek employment. From this unemployed group, the householder hired additional workers, 9 a.m., noon, 3 p.m., 5 p.m. The pay scale will be whatsoever is right, indicating Christ's justice to his laborers. It's all salvation. That's a key point that I've missed. So, where we all get saved, but are some of us going to get more than others once we get to the kingdom? We're going to be in different positions, depending on how much we worked. You're going to get a bonus for doing lots of work. That's the point. When he says, the pay scale will be whatsoever is right, indicating Christ's justice to his laborers. When evening was come, that is, at the end of the day, every man was paid the same wage. Therefore the first hired laborers murmured against the good man. However, he reminded them that he had been just in paying them what they had bargained for. The statement, I will give unto this last, even as unto thee, is Jesus' interpretation of the last shall be first and the first last. There is here perhaps a sweeping view of church history in which those workers in the last hour are promised blessings equal to that of his original disciples. Thus Jesus warns against jealousy and impurity of motive in serving him. There goes the cop. So, what's my motive? My motive is to get you to understand Jesus. At least stand up for him. At least know something. At least know who you are. Who are you in Christ? What kind of servant are you? Are you willing to do the work? Are you really willing to put in some work? Man, I don't like the weekends, man. Anyhow, the other thing let's go back to Ezekiel. So you guys understand the parable of the hired laborers? Getting to work is a blessing. You get to go work. Even like me, I work really hard. And I've been working really hard for a long time. Does that mean I'm any better than you? No. I just have to know. I was just going to grab this rug. But the parkade. The parkade grabbed it. He's like my age. He's out here doing maintenance in the... He might like it. Anyhow, back to what I was saying. Let me get some coffee. Doing the work is important. So let's go back to Ezekiel. Sorry. I was just thinking, I'm gonna pull that over by my truck so I can change my wetsuit. The damn thing was too big. Thing was long as my truck. Ezekiel. I think Richard Joyce is a few chapters back. I moved ahead of him. Um, Basically, this part of Ezekiel is about the end of the devil, the end of Satan. Tyrus is a type of Satan. He represents the Antichrist spirit, oppression, greed, pride, jealousy, gluttony, hatred of God. Basically, it says a lot of the same. It has a lot of the same language as the Book of Revelation. Tyrus's wealth is destroyed. 27. I think we went through this. In the time when you shall be broken by the seas in the depths of the waters, thy merchandise and thy company in the midst of these shall fall. Babylon is fallen. Book of Revelation. I'm not an address guy, but in the Book of Revelation it talks about how Babylon falls. Babylon is fallen. The death of Tyrus the king. There I will bring strangers upon thee, the terrible of the nations, and they shall draw their swords against the beauty of your wisdom, and they shall defile thy brightness. To be honest, I can relate to Satan. When you've been here as long as we have, I know you guys hate me when I say this. Like, we don't want to listen to you. You're a devil. At least I know who I am. I'm not a devil. I'm an angel. But there's a thin line. There's a thin line between angelic and demonic. That's probably the lesson of the day. There's a thin line between angelic and demonic. He was prideful. The death of Tyrus. They shall bring you down to the pit, and you shall die the death of them that are slain in the midst of the seas. The spirit that's in people like me that have been here for a long time, fallen angel. I hate saying that because it doesn't describe us correctly. Everyone goes, fallen angel, you're a demon. It's not. We weren't all demons. We didn't mean to be bad. We didn't mean to be bad. It was part of wanting to be like men. Is how I got this way. I wanted to be like you. Big mistake. Should have stayed on my spot. We went through that. He takes it hard. He takes it hard. He gets thumped. We're all the way over here in 29. Judgment on Egypt. Egypt is basically America, USA is like Egypt. We're Babylonian, Egyptian hybrid, Roman Catholicism. What do they call it? It's the modern Persian. It's the modern Babylonian Empire. We're the modern Babylon the Great. We're the modern Babylonian Empire. So it talks about Egypt's land will be restored. There's good things about Egypt that have been overrun by this demonic, greedy, imperialistic, colonizing thievery that the dark spirits have put on this land. So it talks about in 29, Ezekiel 29:13, Egypt will be restored to the land. The Lord had told me, you are the land. So Egypt will be restored. The good people of Egypt will be restored onto the land of Israel. But they're going to be a base kingdom. See, this is where you start getting into the fact that even though some of these older nations will be restored, like Egypt, some of these Egyptians will be restored, it's not going to be like inside the temple grounds or inside the kingdom walls. It's going to be base. You're going to be like outside the main wall. You shall be the basis of the kingdoms. Neither shall you exalt yourself any more above the nations, for I will diminish them, that they shall no more rule over the nations. In some ways, I'm gonna come back because we're ahead of Richard Joyce. This is what I was talking about earlier. I wanted to go into Moses. Richard Joyce made me think about this. When Moses killed the Egyptian, remember the story where Moses, he catches the Egyptian whipping the Hebrew. That's a crazy story. It has some depth. I haven't gotten back to that in a long time. So after this next video, we'll go into that because there's some interesting things about Egypt and Israel. We were together a lot. And we're still together. Even here, we're still half of us are Israel and half of these people are Babylonian Egyptians. It's still the same. And so this part of Ezekiel that's talking about Egypt being one of the basest, for I will diminish them, that they shall no more rule over the nation. God used Egypt as a whipping stick against a lot of people. And we're seeing it play out today. We've been going around the world ruling over everyone, trying to be the big shots. And now, man, our shit has fallen in on itself. I know a lot of you don't want to hear that. But we're We have the basest king. We have the basest people. We're based. We're debased. We have some of the dumbest, most prideful, arrogant knuckleheads this world has ever seen. There's people think America's really great and smart and overall that we're the best. No, man. We're some of the dumbest rich people in the world. It's weird. If you knew the difference between us and a lot of the world. I mean, a lot of the world is below us too, but anyhow, I'm going to go to this place in Exodus where Moses kills the Egyptian. There were some things I wanted to try to explain to you. It's some deep stuff. Anyway, JD Niger, word of health. Be healthy, be wealthy. I love you guys. I'm out.